Yo, this is Vokarondon. I'm here behind the brand with Elle Jones. Okay. What's up, son?
First of all, I'm happy you didn't call yourself a little dirty nigga. I seen you do that in another interview.
Nah, I mean, I am dirty. I'm from Howard and Chauncey Street. You feel me? 328 Chauncey. You feel what I'm saying? That's really
from the Sty?
That's like the Sty. It's like the last block in Bed-Stuy too. Like we're from like.
You claim that?
Yes, that's like the ends. That's like the ends of the earth. I mean, I grew up in Flatbush too. Like I was raised between both, but I'm from Howard and Chauncey. They always say when you bust your first gun, that's where you're from. Well, that's where I'm from, Howard and Chauncey. 328. Shout out to the guys over there.
Since you're starting with, I guess where you're from, I just want to just get into the meat of stuff. So like I said, I did my research and I saw that you did an interview with someone and it was about a year ago. And to say the least, without getting too much into that interview, things have drastically changed since then. He was doing an interview to give some perspective. He was doing an interview at like 1, 2 in the morning in the hood.
Drunk.
Popping shit. To now your latest accomplishment amongst the list of accomplishments is a joint venture with Atlantic Records.
Yes,
so first of all, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
But just explain to me, cause you see those memes on Instagram, like a year could really change it. Like that interview was really a year ago.
It was really like a year to date almost.
Right, and like Karen Civil's announcing your agency with a major company. So what happened in that year?
Well, shout out to Karen Civil, that's my son.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas knew Karen for a long time.
Shout out to Karen Civil.
Peace, Baron Biffle, you know what I mean? So, back up a little bit. About 2.5 years ago, I did the first deal with Atlantic Records with 22 G's. This was super early in drill. I think the only drill deals that were ever done was like Bambino and if you want to say Bobby and them technically, those are like the only Brooklyn drill kind of record deals. So then 22 G's came along and that was like the first of the first. So every mistake made with drill was made with 22 G's. So you see, even when we did the Blicky tape, we tried to stay away from drill because the label didn't understand it and it was not trying to, trying to give it the full whatever with the drill sound or whatever the case may have you. So once I did that deal with Atlantic with Tutu, like I said, we learned everything. Like we made tons of mistakes, but we made a lot of strides. You feel what I'm saying? So in the midst of that, I ended up finding, when I was working with Germ and Teddy, we ended up working with Chef G.
Okay.
So now we got Chef G and Sleepy Hollow, and we started making more and more drill, and it started making sense. Then the label started seeing how Chef and Sleepy was doing. They were like, okay, all right, we get drill.
Okay.
All right, maybe this can work. But drill still didn't sell records. Like even though in New York to get 5 and 6 million views is a huge thing, but it still isn't enough. Like you got a kid in Tallahassee that we never even heard of getting 10 million views a month. Remember NLE Chopper was getting 9 million streams and 10 million streams on his videos back to back. And nobody even knew who he was. But it doesn't happen like that here in New York all the time. So
why do you think that is?
Because New York is a town where everyone else feels they're a star. So you got a bunch of stars in orbit, but nobody wants to pay attention to the sun.
Okay. Explain that.
So now, you see how the sun, I'm gonna say the moon actually. So you see the moon is the brightest thing in the night.
Okay.
But then you still see the stars, everyone's a star. But if all of those stars came together, they'll be as bright as the moon. So nobody else would do that. In New York, they don't do that. In Atlanta, they do. In Atlanta, they don't give a fuck if you shot my brother. We're still gonna do these songs together and make this shit go, cause we all gonna shine together.
But at the same time, Brooklyn and drill, unfortunately, drill thrives off beef. We have drill here authentically, especially because some people think we trying to bite off Chicago. Like, no, niggas is beefing with each other right here. So
for real.
Right. So do you think that's why we don't get a lot of collabs?
I mean, not even that, because it still happens. The kids don't even collab within their crews.
Okay.
How many Woo's got songs with Pop Smoke?
Very true.
You feel what I'm saying? They don't even do songs within each other. How many other of them got songs with Fabio, or how many other kids got songs with Coach? And it's the same thing. Like, they don't even collab within the crews. So even within the crews, it's still not 100% unity. That's why it doesn't go a certain way. You feel me? Because people in New York, we buy into movements. We love Dipset because they was all together. Even if we didn't like Jim Jones, we loved Cam, we loved Joel's. We learned to love Jim, and that made us love the crew. We didn't like 50 at first, but we loved Young Buck, and we definitely loved Banks. So then we learned to love 50, and that made us love Yayo when he came home.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Even with Murder Inc., we loved Ja Rule. So then we loved Lloyd, and we loved Ashanti and things like that. That's what you do in New York, and that's what I was trying to build with Culturvated. A different kid from each faction, from every gang, putting together and make everyone love us at one time.
I was gonna ask you that. I feel like based on your roster, and correct me if I'm wrong, is it safe to say you like artists that are
Problematic.
like the underdogs, to say the least? Like you like the bad guys.
Yeah, I like the guys that no one likes.
Right.
I was the guy no one liked. I was the kid in your neighborhood that your mother said don't hang out with. That kid is bad. Do not stand next to him. He's going to get killed one day. I think that kid is bad. He's going to jail all the time. I was that kid. So when I see that in them kids, and I know how much people gave up on me, like throughout my whole life, people always gave up. So I know that I had to dig a little deeper every single time and fight for myself. So if these kids get a little help on the end, they'll be successful. And as you see, even a little help, a kid like Coach the Ghost. Coach was the last kid. He was the last person anyone in the world would have thought would be where he's at right now.
Why is that?
Because he was the underdog guy. He's the most hated. First of all, his gang is like most hated in New York. They already hate all of those kids. They hate Tutu so much. It's like shit, just trickle down hate. They hate Coca, they hate all of them. So now Coach is the guy that's under all of that. So now you got Tutu, you had Coca, you had Nas Blicky, Nick Blicky, rest in peace, Ray Moolah, all of those kids, and then you got Coach at the bottom of the totem pole. You feel me?
What made you go down there?
Because he was the guy. I seen Coach last year.
Because it's going crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I seen Coach last year. We was on tour. We was in North Carolina. And that nigga pulled up on me. Nigga said, yo, I'm about to go to Florida. I said, for what? He said some bullshit reason. It just sounded unsafe. I said, all right, no, get on the tour bus. You're coming with us. And he came on the tour with us with Kodak. Like the whole tour with Kodak, he was on that tour. From North Carolina on down, even when Kodak got caught at the border and all that, Coach was with us that whole entire time. You know, people don't know that. But he was with us that whole entire time. We went on tour with Ugly God. Coach was there the entire time. Rest in peace, FBG Duck. When we went out there and shot the video with Ruger, Coach was there in Chirac with us. He was everywhere with us all the time.
And what was he doing? Just like learning?
He was just being around, soaking up the game. It was just for me to make sure he would stay alive. Like, I don't know what he got going on in Brownsville. I didn't really care too much, but I know that it's not safe for him. So I say, you know, even this little bit of stability for these next few months would be good enough for him to figure out what he wants to do. And then ultimately, we just ended up moving him in the crib. Like, nigga, just come over here, focus on this music shit, let's get this shit together. And 1, 2, 3, like that. Once he focused on music, everything started working.
I feel like people have like this, like real respect for you. And I don't want to say it like that, but like, I want to know why. Like, what did you do? Like, did you put in a lot of pain or something? Like,
my street record and my street record has nothing to do with how I live my life today.
No, because everybody that I ask about you, they really respect you. You know what I mean?
Because I respect people. I lead with respect. I called you queen the first time I met you.
Yeah, I know. I thought you was trying to be funny.
Nah, I don't. I call him king, everybody. You know why? I lead with respect because that's what you deserve as soon as I meet you. I don't know you, but I know if I respect you, you're gonna respect me.
Right.
As soon as you stop respecting me, then I stop respecting you, and then it becomes whatever it's going to become from there. You feel me? So, but I always leave with respect. When I even talk to these other artists, like a lot of artists think that I'm biased. They think that, oh, you only sign folks and this and that. I only manage 2 folks. That's Tutu and Coach.
Yeah.
I manage more bloods than folks.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But they think I'm biased. So when I go talk to the other kids, like, I need some folk nigga, but I'm really not. I'm just a dude that I'm not gonna. Just because y'all don't like them doesn't mean I'm not gonna like them.
Okay.
I'm from Caton. I grew up in Caton Avenue also, Caton Park. Like, niggas will tell you, like, I grew up with the back. That's my brother, my mom did that our whole lives. we didn't have a nice time with the Evansville kids. We always had beef with those guys. They was folk all the time. We used to beef with them every Friday at Evans Empire. True story. Like, these ain't like we was friends growing up our whole life. Like, we was friends, we stopped being friends, but then now we friends again. Because we realized in 20 years, our kids can go to the same school. I'm gonna shoot you and my son and your son is friends or something like that. Like, that shit don't make any never mind. And we learned that early because we went to jail early. So these kids ain't never go through the stuff we went through so early on. We went to jail at 15, 16, 17, 18. These kids don't go to jail because they make a mistake at 21, 22. Right. You feel me? And thank God that they even lasted that long without going to get a state number, but still. What I'm trying to do is give them the game that I wasn't given. I wasn't given a lot of knowledge. All the dudes in our hood just wanted us to sell drugs for them. The more we knew, the less it would work for them. So why would they give us the knowledge? Right. If I knew that baking soda, hot water with ice and a spoon can make crack, why would I take it from you? You know what I'm saying? Right. So they hid the knowledge from us. I'm not hiding the knowledge. That's why the people respect me. I'm not hiding it. I don't ask niggas for money. I do mad favors for niggas. You can ask, it's a million rappers, literally, out here that can say Vok did favors for them, and you don't even know.
As a businessman, how important do you think that is?
It's very important because I always have a favor. You never know who anyone's gonna be. You never know. If people knew that I was gonna end up being me, they probably would have been nicer to me.
Very true.
You feel me?
Yes. So I want to get into, how do you feel knowing that two of the artists that you worked with, especially Tutu, being that you're his manager at that, the world now attests as the godfather of drill for Brooklyn?
Yeah, because...
Well, the founder, I guess, him and Chef, I saw people were saying that they kind of like...
Nah, Chef is definitely second because it has to be Suburban Part 1 in order for it to be Suburban Part 2.
Very true. So, okay, we'll let Tutu wear the crown by himself. So the founder of drill, him, your artist, sparking a revolution, I want to call it, that's now lasting...
more than people thought it would.
Exactly.
And you know what's the crazy thing about it? He never claimed it.
Why?
He didn't know. He just was like, yo, I just was doing it. So in his mind, he don't know he's first. Okay. He just feel like I just was the first guy to make the type of music, or the first one for people to know, but he didn't feel like he was first until he started telling the story. And they're like, wait, hold on, so your Suburban is the first song ever on the UK drill beat? They're like, yes, that's the first time it ever happened. They're like, what? Nobody didn't understand it. I was telling people for years. I was trying to tell Atlantic, trying to tell every people, they didn't get it.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to, well, not even people, but businesses to understand Brooklyn drill? Because Chicago drill, people, they love Chief Keef.
They love, but
G Herbo, Bibby, so why is it that New York gets they not really like that?
Because in New York, all right, let me tell you why labels, I'm gonna give y'all niggas a secret. Labels don't sign kids from New York because they can come upstairs to the office.
What do you mean?
If I'm from New York and I get signed and the label ain't do what I need them to do, I can go to the office. A kid in Chicago can't go to the office. You gotta get on a plane, gotta go over there. Right. He can't just walk upstairs to the office. That's why they don't sign New York kids, because New York kids are problematic, they have attitudes, and they can actually come to the office. Nobody.
You think that's fair? That's not fair.
It's definitely not fair, and that's why I came here to level the playing field for them.
So Vok is here to save Brooklyn rap. That's what you're here to do.
I'm here to give you kids a real shot. No one was giving these niggas a shot. It's 5 kids. I got Max, Tutu, Coach, Busy, and Maceo. Max is the only one that don't have a record deal. Literally, he's the only one that don't have a record deal because we do Max independently. But other than that, everyone else got a deal. That would have never happened. That wasn't happening 5 years ago.
Definitely not.
There's way more kids. PNVJ has a record deal. 504 has a record deal. Sosa Geek has a record deal. Shit, damn near even Daffy Woo and Drag Woo. These are a bunch of kids. Nobody was had record deals. Fucking, what's this kid? Fetty Luciano. All these kids have record deals.
So is it safe to say that Culturvated Agency opened up that door?
Most definitely. Nigga, Chef GC Hollow, I did that deal at Empire. Nobody was signing these kids, bro. Nobody was signing them. Like, nobody was signing these kids. I got at least deals done in the last 2 years that changed the way that the music business went. Honestly, like if Atlantic didn't understood drill, we had Pop Smoke too. Rest in peace to that young man, because before he went to Rico and Steven, he definitely came to Vok first.
And what was the issue?
I couldn't get him a record deal.
How are you able to present these raw street artists in a way that business people find them appealing, i.e. labels, endorsement deals, stuff like that?
The numbers. You ever watch The Black Godfather by the documentary on Clarence Avant? You should watch it.
Who's
Very
Clarence
informative.
Avant?
Clarence Avant is the most important black man in this culture. Go watch the documentary. If y'all gonna see this shit, go watch the documentary. You gotta be like, this Vok nigga is ill. He put a song in some shit. You feel me?
Okay.
It's the most illest nigga ever. I watch that documentary once a week because I realize I'm not working hard enough.
The Black Godfather.
The Black Godfather. It's about Clarence Avant. Always remember that name. But like I said, he always said, life is about numbers. You begin with a number, you end with a number. Life is all about numbers. So if you bring the numbers to people, they have no choice but to focus on it. Like imagine me going to Atlantic with Coast to Ghost. They're like, all right, whatever. But the numbers don't lie. The video has 1 million views. It has over 1 million, 2-3 million streams. It's actually doing well. It's actually being Shazammed, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now the numbers make sense. And if we put a little bit of gas, then we could do better numbers. That's all they thinking. Like, all right, let's see how it goes. And then with Gucci co-signing, it made things easier.
Right.
You feel me? Maceo Guns, he just was talented. Like, I don't even know how that deal even came about, honestly. It was very quick. Shout out to Paul Rosenberg. Shout out to Tab. It was just real quick and easy. But he was just talented. Like, we seen him, seen the videos, but then when we put him in the studio and heard the music, he blew us away. And, that was easy. Like,
what is it about Max that you enjoy managing?
Max?
Oh, I'm only asking because Max is white. And when I think of Max, I think of the video 4 Quarters, and I just think about how comfortable he was
in the hood.
So where is it like where did you find him?
Shit, when he found me. Nah, real shit. Like, I always kept seeing the videos, but I didn't know what Crip set he was affiliated with. So me and O was talking about, I'm like, yo, the nigga gotta be a real Crip. Nigga said, we'll find out. So I called the hood and he was a real Crip.
Oh, so he's sanctioned.
Yes, he was a real Crip.
Okay.
So now I'm calling the hood. So I'm like, yo, I want to meet him. I want to meet him and see if we can do something for business.
Right.
So I'm calling on Mondays and like, nobody's answering me all weeks. And then Thursday come like, yo, we'll meet you tomorrow. So I'm like, yo, why y'all niggas only want to meet me on the weekends? Come find this nigga's in jail. So he's in DFY, when you about to come home from that shit, they used to come home on home visits. They used to come home every weekend. So he started coming home on the weekends, and that's when they started putting out the songs when he was coming home on his home visit. So he'll come home.
So he was shooting videos?
Yes, he'd come home on the home visit on Friday, do the song, Saturday shoot the video, Sunday go back to the jail.
Oh, wow.
Like literally every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So then when things started picking up, and I was like, yo, we gotta do a Basquiat. That's all I kept saying to me. I was like, we gotta do a Basquiat. We gotta do a Basquiat. And the best place for him to do it was in Wyckoff because he was a baby's gangster Crip. And all my young boys in there, they babies too. So I was like, they don't really know each other, but y'all are the same gang.
Okay.
So, all right, look, we're gonna come down here, we're gonna shoot this shit. And the shit just turned to some mad organic energy. These niggas in there drinking Henny. Well, Max wasn't drinking because he was still in the program.
Yeah.
But Siggy, they drinking Henny, they chilling. They was like.
Did you introduce them?
Oh, Siggy and Max? No, they introduced me to each other. They was in jail together.
Oh,
they
okay.
co-defendants. Max and Siggy, they co-Ds. Like they knew, they've been to each other forever.
Okay.
But I introduced them to the kids downtown. So, and now like they all like mad friends, they all cool, they speak to each other all the time, and all it took was like one,
So the halfway house thing and him being, white, like that didn't turn you off at all?
Because he wasn't a liar.
Did you see it as a challenge at all, or?
I mean, when he was saying nigga, I did. See, yo, you can't say that. You cannot say nigga. I don't give a fuck how long you knew black people. You cannot say nigga.
Is that really a rule for you? Like
I don't give a fuck how much. Max is the blackest white nigga ever. He hangs with black niggas.
Right.
His girlfriend is black. All he knows is black shit. He only wear black if you ever see him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can't say nigga.
Right.
I don't care. That's it.
I respect it. I
Like,
didn't know that.
Like,
now I gotta listen to the song.
No, he don't say it at all anymore. He only said it on one song ever. Like, ever. I'm not gonna tell you what song it is. But he only said it on one song ever. He never said it ever again after that.
I respect that.
Because I said, hey, nigga, you can't say nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so Young Vok, what were you listening to?
Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z. That's all I listen to.
You happy with it? I'm sorry, Beanie Siegel, that's like over my head.
I know.
Definitely the Jay-Z.
Nah, Beanie Siegel was like...
What's your favorite Beanie Siegel song?
To this day?
Yeah.
Life.
Okay. I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah. What's Your Life Like? That's like my favorite song ever. And then, yeah, What's Your Life Like? It's the best song ever.
Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z, those are two very lyrical guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you work primarily with drill. Does the artist you sign have to be lyrically drill, or you don't care?
Nah, they just gotta be nice. Like, you can't be, I don't know. You gotta have it. Like, I don't sign kids just because of the hype and shit. Like, you kinda actually have to know how to rap. Cause you know, we don't get kids early. I don't get kids early. I mean, late in the game. I get them from 15,000, 10,000 views, and then we bring it up. You feel what I'm saying? I don't get them when they getting those super views, because how does that help? You know what I mean? How does that help me with them? Because I'm not gonna trust in their judgment, they don't trust in mine, because they know how, they got a way of doing things, I got a particular way of doing things. So I always like to build with artists mostly, you feel me? And most of those kids are actually talented. I don't know too many kids that aren't actually talented. Like Fabio, I told him, like, son, his shit is all right, but he's saying some shit. I used to tell him, I always tell him, he's saying some shit in the middle of all of that shit, the spinning and all that, he's actually saying some shit.
Right.
And just like Cool to Be too. But he can't really rap that well.
Right.
He just, you know what I mean? But Fabio, I'm gonna say Fabio, 22 G's, Chef G Sleepy, those are like the most out of the Brooklyn Drills and Busy Banks. Those are like the only kids like that can really, really rap. And Coca Jigga, of course.
No, you gotta switch out Chef and Busy because you worked with them. So
all right,
two other names.
Envy Kane is definitely the best.
Coach the Ghost.
Coach the Ghost.
Coach the Ghost, it looked like, you could correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like he got signed based off of a diss record. And since then, I feel like a lot of underground artists are now feeling like the new wave of drill consists of dissing. That's what's gonna get you on. Like you keep it, you make a spicy song, gets a lot of views, people tune in, oh, he's talking high, he's not pussy, he gets signed. So can you explain a little bit more, like, that it's not like that, if it's not, or did Coach really get signed off a hit list?
Definitely like that. He got signed off a hit list.
He did.
He did get signed off a hit list, but he got signed off a hit list not because it was a diss song, because of the song.
Okay.
Hit list is a good song.
Right.
Whether he said anyone's name or anything, it's a good song. Like, it's just a good song. Like, you could put it on in the club and it's gonna go crazy. It's just a good song. Then when you turn the music off, like, you could put that song on, you could put that video on mute and look at Coach, and you could tell he's a star. And I said that to myself before. Like, I turned the music on and said, yo, this nigga got it. And it just took Gucci Man to see it one time. You feel me? Of course, you know my guy, Orlando, he made sure once Gucci hit him, he was like, oh yeah, you know my guy. And like I told niggas before, I always tell the story. I only spoke to Gucci Man 2 times in my whole life. The first time I spoke to Gucci Man, he kicked me out the studio, right? Oh? Kicked me out the studio. The first time
What did you do?
Nothing. That's just Gucci Man. He don't know me. He don't know what I'm about. You gotta go. You feel me? The second time.
Did you leave?
Yeah, I left. What the fuck? Why wouldn't I leave? It's his session.
I mean, you could have been a little insulted. I have a big ego, so I would have been a little like embarrassed. Now I gotta fess it up, so I look.
I mean, that just makes things worse. Now you gotta stand behind anything any actions you put forth right there. You gotta stand behind that, and I might not feel the same way about that man tomorrow.
Okay.
You feel me?
So, yeah.
And then the second time I spoke to him is when he hit us on the phone. He said, "Yo, I want to sign Coach the Ghost." I didn't even know he even heard of this shit. None of that. That's all he said. I want to sign him. Coach the Ghost signed his deal in a gas station on the rest area. I'm lying? True story. Like, we got the email, like I got off the phone with Gucci Mane. When I got off the phone with Gucci Mane, I looked at my email, the deal was right there. I sent it to my lawyer, the lawyer sent it over there to them, they did the revision, signed it right then and there. Like literally, like it didn't even take 3 days. It was like one conversation, deal was done in a day.
But Coach is like making a name for himself outside of, like I feel like 1017 is literally just a chain. Like Coach is doing his own thing. So why'd you even want that?
I mean, it ain't that once, it's like.
Is the goal to get your artist signed?
Nah, the goal ain't to get the artist signed. The goal is to get the artist notoriety.
Okay.
In order to be able to sustain a career. Now, in New York, we all know how the folks are most hated. So even if Coach made good songs, no one's going to promote it. So you need an outside entity to come in and give it a different set of light. You feel me? Now, nobody in New York, anybody in New York got their own light, but they're not gonna put it on him.
Right.
So I had to take somebody with a bigger light in a whole different market and put it on him so it could come over here, because New York are also dick riders. So once the shit is doing well in another market, you bring it over here, they're gonna all grab onto it. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, what? I've been fucking with Coach.
Right.
You only got 2 songs. How you been fucking with him? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because y'all niggas wasn't listening to Wu K. I know y'all wasn't listening to Wu K. Even though Wu K did well, 1 and 2, they did well. That don't mean niggas was promoting it. You feel what I'm saying? Now I can go on niggas' Instagram. I see Wu niggas in they song and they listening to Gooey Sauce in their house. I've been on many of pages. The people you least expect are listening to Gooey Sauce and Hitless in their house in their own time, doing it. Their kids are dancing to it and all of that. You feel me?
Do you think that the beef could ever end and they could really make music together?
Yes, the beef can end. You know what it can end? The beef can end because all they gotta do is just drop their fucking egotistical bullshit and just say, yo, you know what? Some things are just a simple sorry. Like, you know what? I ain't seen where you was coming from with it at first, my nigga, but I understand now. Maybe you know what I mean? It's all of this shit is a simple conversation. Some of it may have went a little bit further than it's supposed to, but it's all just a discussion. Because they're gonna have a discussion about you in the room when they doing the secret indictment on y'all, and the Fed is coming, and they're having that discussion. You feel what I'm saying? So you can be a part of that discussion. Or you can be part of the discussion that fixed the problem. You feel what I'm saying? Because their solution is putting all of y'all in prison for the rest of y'all lives. That's the only solution they have. Like, they don't even see no other way. Like, I don't know, maybe give these niggas some jobs, maybe they'll figure it out. Nope, just put them all in prison. You feel me? Just put them all in prison. So my job is get these niggas a job. Now, Coach got a deal. If we had touring and all that shit going on right now, that'd easily employ 5 of his friends. Easily. Now you get 5 niggas out the hood. Once they doing well, they somebody else come back. If another nigga take another 5 niggas out the hood. And you know what I mean? That's why it works.
Right. How did Culturvated come to be? Because I feel like you're very big on providing opportunities to people around you. How'd you think to make that a music label, so to speak, as opposed to anything else you could have been doing? Like,
because we was already cultivating the culture, like literally, like it's shit that I started and like slang and little word catchphrases I started that you probably wouldn't even know. Like, for the culture, I started that literally. Like, literally started people saying that. Be safe though. Me and Tax really started that. Like, feel me? People, we was already influential in the culture. We was already cultivating talent. We was already working with 2 Million. We was already working with Cass, Manolo. We was already doing a bunch of stuff. So in the process of cultivating the culture, I just put it all together, cultivated, you know what I mean? Culture, take the culture and cultivated it, that's all.
Right.
And then now I took these kids out of my culture and I'm cultivating them. I'm putting them in position where they be able to feed themselves, their family, make different opportunities. My kids got credit. A lot of these kids don't have credit.
Right.
Like, they got shit in their name. Not a straw purchaser or a guarantor, like, you feel what I'm saying? Right. So you have to cultivate them in every sense of the word and make sure that these kids are getting the opportunities that are here for them. And that's why I did the company, because I wanted everything to be under one roof. Even with Culturvated, like, we do management services, but we also a record label. We're also a media company. We're also a publishing company. We're also whatever else I see fit. That's why it's the agency and not just a label, because we do more than just music. Because I'm more than just a manager.
I was about to say, if someone wants you to manage them, do they seek you or do you seek them?
I usually seek artists.
You don't like artists seeking you?
I mean, I would appreciate it sometimes, like, because,
like, Vok, I got 10 bands for you. I need.
Oh, no. See, that's the thing. I don't lead with money, because when you start leading with money, you can't. You can't lead with people paying you. When people pay you, they want a service. I'm not a service.
So, okay, walk me through it. Like, I want you to manage me.
Yeah, if you want me to manage you.
And I'm a rapper.
And you're a rapper. All right, now we're going to go through what you got going on, because you might not even have enough going on for me to manage you.
So you would say no?
And I wouldn't say no. I would tell you that you don't have enough going on, and these are the steps you need to take to get me involved in what you got going on.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? And then also in the process right now, I'm moving out of the manager space. Like, I'm still managing my guys, my talent, you know what I mean? But now I'm cultivating managers. So I got my assistant Jamela, who's now the CEO of the company. She's also helping with management services. Like, if you get an email, most likely you got it from her. Right. Because I had to teach her the business.
Shout out to you for putting a female in that position, especially. I really respect that.
Always hire women, niggas.
I really respect that.
I hire women. I don't like men. Men, not saying I don't like men, but men don't like being told what to do. Right. And if you work for my company, they'll tell you what to do. And you're gonna have to take the direction the way I direct it. And that's it. Men ain't gonna do that. Women, they don't do it either, but they'll be okay with it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They're okay with it. And they're smart enough to know once they get enough information from you on how you move, they can start moving on their own and make things happen when they don't bring everything to you. Right. You feel what I'm saying? They just make it happen and then bring you the results later. Exactly. That's why I hire women.
Very smart. So where do you see Culturvated Agency in like 10 years?
10 years.
Because you're giving me like P right now, like quality control, like I feel like humble beginnings, but it's taking off. Like, I just
feel in 10 years, I know we're gonna have a lot of damn plaques.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be in somebody building in black music. Because it's not urban anymore.
Right. I forgot what they're calling it now. I saw that and I was annoyed with that. Because urban, there's nothing wrong with calling something urban.
But what's really urban?
That's what I'm saying. Like, urban is a city. A city is urban. So, like ghetto, you know what I mean? Jews used to live in the ghettos back in the Holocaust days, but then blacks moved in, and
now. What if the artist is from the suburbs? Do we still call his music urban?
What does it matter where he's from?
That's what urban is supposed to be. Urban music is where does it come from?
So like Jack Harlow, that's not why, because he's white.
I would say he is urban though, because he signed to an urban label.
Right.
He got an urban manager. He's on an urban company, but
what's that, pop?
But he's white from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Who does white from Kentucky things? But his music is on the urban charts. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
you think that's good or bad?
I think it's stupid to name something urban. That was a dumb name for so long.
What do you think it should be called? Black music?
No, I think it should be called just music, because that's what it is. You know why you got to categorize it? Okay. They categorize it so they don't give it the same budgets as the other shit. Because there ain't no pop music department. It's just the music. It's just music. Ain't no particular department for rock. There's no Atlantic rock company. Like, he ain't the head of. There's nobody that's the head of rock music. There's none of that.
I didn't even think of that.
It's just so it don't get the same amount of respect as the other music, bro. That's it. Give it a label so you marginalize it. That's why they was calling it that. I don't think it's black or white music. I think you just call it music. Pay us the same thing you pay them.
Would you want to work for a label, or you like where you're at right now?
I like where I'm at right now, honestly, because I'm a partner with them. So I learn on both ends. I work with them on these budgets and shit, but I teach the kids or whatever. I'd rather work with the artists opposed to work with the labels, but the labels is necessary. Like, you need them. Right. Because even if you're going to be independent, you should be signed to a label first to learn the ins and outs of what you're going to be spending your money on. Right. Before you go out and spend your money, because there's people who try to do independent and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn nothing. Like, you feel me? At least go get the deal, learn the system, learn the business, learn the people who are moving these things. So at least you know once you leave, you can still pay them or do whatever you can do and make things happen on your own. At least you know the system. They know, because people only remember if you pay them. Yeah. Like, you feel me? So if you never pay anybody, nobody had an incentive to do you any favors.
I gotta pay some people then.
Gotta pay people. Or at least pay people with opportunity.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not money, pay them.
But nowadays, people make it seem like that's a bad thing. Like that's a millennial thing to not pay people with currency. But, you know, when people be like, I'll do your hair if you tag me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not money. You know, I can't pay my bills with a tag. So.
I mean, but you can.
If you leverage it, right?
Because if I tag you to my 10, 20,000 people that I was following me and they like the way you did my hair, they're going to say, hey, who did your hair? The girl that I tagged. Go talk to her. That's one person. It might be 5 of those people. So my one tag might make you $1,000, $2,000. That one tag. You feel me?
You just gotta be smart about it.
Gotta be smart about it. It's like producers. Nobody in New York was really using Axel beats until they heard the Tutu drop. Axel, Suburban, to Chef G, Axel. So niggas started, everybody knew that. Now it's like, all right, you have to have an Axel beat in order for your shit to be called Brooklyn Drill.
Do you feel like y'all don't get enough credit?
I know we don't get enough credit.
I don't feel like you think you don't get enough credit.
I know we don't. It ain't that I feel. I know we don't get enough credit, but it's okay. It's okay because we getting checks. If we wasn't getting checks, we'd be a little angry.
That is the same thing he said a year ago. So he probably really is getting money because you said the same shit a year ago. We getting money over here.
He's getting cheese over here.
So you don't care about credit. I mean, you did get the credit with the article about him being one of the founders, but I mean, street credit, for lack of better words.
Yeah, but not even
I feel like the industry tries to act like
it doesn't
Pop Smoke was the first, you know?
They act like Pop Smoke was the first. They act like Stevie Victor was the first executive to ever do it. And Orlando Wartenberg was really the first executive to sign drill. But they don't say that. That ain't in the articles. They don't say Julie Greenwald gave the first checks for drill ever. She did. She gave him the Bambino and Tutu. They don't say that about the Atlantic. They go and say Universal Music Group, UMG.
And why do you think that is? Is it solely because of who Tutu is?
Yes.
And why do you, I mean, not to say like that, but why? What makes you want to work with him then?
Because he's the kid that everyone kicks the dirt on. I want that guy. I want that. I want that diamond in the rough. I want that.
That means that you're really confident in yourself.
Extremely. You know why? Because I watched this kid not get any opportunities that everybody else was given. I watched it happen. Literally watched kids get perform at Dykeman. They get to go and do shows at SOBs. They get to do their shows at Brooklyn Factory. They get to go on Hot 97. They get the Who's Next look. Everybody gets those looks. He never got any of those. He's never been on none of those platforms. Never. You know that, right? Never. He doesn't get shows. He doesn't get books for them out here. He doesn't get no help. Nigga, we damn near had to cry to Flex to get him to play our music. This is a true story. It took me a 4-hour discussion for me to explain to him how much, like, you don't even know. You're subliminally getting told not to like the kid because you're playing the Big Drips, you're playing the Pop Smoke records, you're playing all these other songs that telling you not to like the kid, so you don't even like him. And he didn't even get it. So all of these things, I watched this kid fight through all of that just to be the number 3 top streaming artist in the scene. I watched it happen. Because Pop Smoke, Chef G, 22 G's in streaming. That's it. And he's number 3. He's been in the top 3. He's been number 1 before, he's been number 2, he's been number 3, but he keeps going into it. But no one ever gives him the credit. He was the first kid with a World Star video from the scene. They wasn't even putting drill on World Star. Did 10 million views in a month on World Star. Nobody ever talks about it. He doesn't get none of that. Sniper Game Freestyle, over 50 million streams, and no one cares. Suburban Part 2, over 70 million streams, no one cares.
Is it safe to say Tutu is their trophy? He's the trophy of Culturvated Agency. He has to be.
He's not the trophy. But he's my toughest battle, and I'm gonna fight it every time with him. Every single time I'm gonna fight it with him. We almost go on Suburban Part 2, and we're gonna keep fighting. And once we get that plaque, you're gonna get another one, and another one, and another one. And then he got records that's coming that's gonna go crazy.
Is it safe to say Tutu walked so Coach could run?
Yes, he did. Because he cleared the path. He took all the bruises and the bumps for Coach. He cleared the runway. You know what I'm saying? He took all the bruises and bumps and kicks and all of that. He took all of that for Coach. And it was easy. Coach was there with him throughout the fight, but he wasn't known like that. So now when he just come up, boom, now it's like, I boost my man up. Y'all niggas is done. Now his man is kicking everybody's ass. His coach is kicking these niggas' ass. You feel me? He came through and passed everybody.
Yeah, very true.
Came through past everybody, just like Busy. He came through and past everybody. I was telling niggas, we both found, when we found Busy, how much usually have? 10,000? Like 10, 12,000. We sitting in Oak Creek like, yo. I'm like, yo, I know them kids.
Who liked him?
We both liked him.
Oh, okay.
But I knew them.
Oh, okay.
I said, I know them kids. And I went to the neighborhood. I knew where they was from. I sat on the block. He wasn't there yet. I waited. I sat there for hours. I drank Henny with those kids. We smoked weed until he came, nigga.
Persistent.
By any means necessary when it's time to get to the thing. When it's time to get it done.
And what'd you say?
Yo, listen. You come with me, you'll be on.
What's with you telling niggas where to go and they just do it? That's what I'm saying. You had to have done something for people to just blind faith with you.
I don't know.
You told Coach go on the bus, he went on the bus. I'm going to Florida.
Nah, you gotta get on that bus.
That's what I'm saying. People was really,
Because I'm not doing it for no reason.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like he could have went to Florida. But then he wouldn't be in Florida now.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Maybe he wouldn't be in Miami right now. Maybe he'll be in prison.
Bigger picture.
Or anywhere else. Sometimes you gotta just take the leap of faith, because I'm not gonna tell you I don't give incentive either. Like I'm not gonna tell you like, yo, you gotta do this. I'm not gonna beg you, none of that. Yo, listen, this is what you should do. I think you should do this. That's it. If you don't have to listen. You really don't have to listen. But I've done it for you. I told everybody, my biggest saying I've ever, Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. Cause I've done it all for you. I went to jail, I've been in the program, in the juvenile, been in the group homes. I did everything I did all of that for y'all. You don't have to do it, bro. Just listen and just go do it the easy way. And that's how I try to do it. With
all the different things that you've been through, what are like 2 core values for you as a businessman?
Always be transparent when it comes to business, because especially dealing with kids, they don't understand things. So if they understand it, if they find a part of it that they understand, that's what they're gonna go with. So you gotta always be 100% transparent when it comes to business. And 2, never, ever, 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 I don't give a fuck. Don't ever take what's not yours. Take what's yours. If a nigga owe you $100 and he give you $120, give him back his $20.
Okay.
But if it's $99, I don't want that. I want my $100. I'm not taking anything less, and I'm not taking anything more. I'm only taking what's mine.
Right.
And then what's here for me, that's it. When you start reaching for more, trying to do too much, that's when a lot of things happen. Like I've been through situations where other artists, when I had artists and I signed them early, and other people come in later and try to take the artists from me and try to entice them and things like that. And I've been through that a few times, even up into recent, you feel me? People are trying to come in and like, what is he doing? And they don't know that I have a deeper connection with the kids though. I'm going to their house, I'm going to check with their mom, I'm talking to their moms, I'm talking to their father, I'm talking to their kids, I'm buying their kids shit. I'm building a real relationship with them. So even after business, we still can be friends.
Right.
Maybe the business may not work out. Like I have my Artist Soul Group Universe. I don't manage them anymore, but me and 8 was just in Atlanta together. That's my friend.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I built a real relationship. His son and my son plays with each other. That's a real relationship. I build real relationships with my artists. So even if the business don't work out, maybe we don't do anything in business, but personally, you're still a good person. I'm still glad I met you.
Right.
So yeah, we can still continue to be friends and things like that. So these other guys, they just come in and look at these kids as dollar signs. I get phone calls all the time. Yo, I got this kid, let's go make this money. We can get this money off this kid. I don't want that. I want somebody who's saying, yo, let's help this kid get the fuck out the streets.
Right.
He's sleeping in the building. Let's put some bread together, put him in a hotel for a few weeks to see how we can figure it out. Let's do that. They don't do that. These niggas are get the kid, they don't give a fuck. Once the kid leave the studio, they don't give a fuck how the nigga living after he leave the studio. That's not me. I'm more focused on how you're living after the studio.
Right.
Like where you going after this? Like where you going? Where you gonna be at? Things like that. They don't think about that. So I don't deal with people who even think that way. Don't come to me with your kids if you're trying to just make money off of them. Don't even come to me, nigga. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do. Recently, my cousin did it recently. Cursed him out. He don't want to deal with no problematic kids. And nigga, that's what your mother used to tell you about me.
Right.
Now look at you living with her. You feel me? I don't like this. I don't like that shit. Don't treat these kids like the world do, or else they're gonna act like the world want them to. If you want them niggas to act civilized, treat them civilized, and that's just that when it comes to that. Yo, it's your man Vokarondon. We out here behind the brim with my homegirl, young Elle Jones Aroni. You feel what I'm saying? We out here getting to it. Shout out to the whole Culturvated Agency. You already know, Brooklyn, we here.